welcome everybody. Today's video finds us over here in Ayutthaya. We're kind of at probably the most popular site here in the former capital. We're going to take a look at Wat Mahathat, which means the Temple of the Relic. This temple, I believe, was established like in 1374 or so. King Borommaracha I, he came out here, and they say, the legend has it, that he stuck a stake in the ground, and that's where they built the Chedis. And they brought some relics in from, I think it was in from the Khmer of the Cambodia. Whenever they sacked one of the cities, they brought some relics over here, and that's what they put inside of this Chedi and stuff like that. Anyway, it used to have a humongous Chedi in the middle, and it's collapsed a couple times. Under the reign of King Borommaracha I, it collapsed once, and then under the reign of the current dynasty, Rama V, the Chedi that was in the middle, after they'd rebuilt it and stuff, it collapsed down again. So it's in the middle, and it was actually like a Khmer site, like a styling with the center prong and then the four satellite ones around it, kind of like symbolizing Mount Meru. But anyway, this has the Buddha face in the tree. Everybody comes over here, takes a picture of it, and we're gonna walk around here and see what we see. This is the site right here. It is fantastic. It is a humongous site. And what I want to do today is I'll see if I can fly the drone around. We'll walk through the ruins, and then I'll come over here and fly the drone, and we'll see it from above, which I've never done that before. That was kind of my reason for coming over here. I've been working through the 6 pay sites that you have to do, and I've been coming over here like doing one a week or so, and this is the one we're doing today. So let's go in here. Now it is 50 baht for one, or if you pay for all 6, it's 220 baht. And your ticket is good for 30 days if you do the all 6. So I can take my time and do that. So here's parking. They have tuk-tuks, they have all the stuff. And then we'll go into the site. And over here next to the parking, they have all the souvenirs, shops, bathrooms, stuff like that. And they have a model over here of what the place used to look like. Let's look at it, and then we'll go into the ruin. Yeah, this is what it used to look like. So these buildings here used to have like a wooden roof and bricks on the side, and they would have all burned. And then there's the center prong, and then it would have had this 4 smaller little satellite Chedis. And the one that's over here is a unique style, but it was absolutely massive. This is where you buy the ticket. If you already have your ticket, it looks like this, and it will be good for 30 days, like I said. And then they check your ticket over here. This is what the site looks like on the inside. There is the center prong, and we'll take a look at it. And then this is a smaller satellite one over here, and some others. And these would have been all halls. And they have them roped off so you can't get up there and climb around on them. And then they have some smaller little satellite Chedis like this. And then this is the one that's really, really unique. We'll take a look at it in a sec. Now, I said it wrong at the start. The Chedi collapsed under the reign of Ayutthaya King Songtam, and then King Prasoet Tong renovated it in 1633. Yeah, it is fantastic. And this temple was started in 1374, and it was so massive that it wasn't completed until King Narasawan, a king later on. So it was basically being built on for generations. Let's look at this Chedi now. Yeah, this is a really, really, really cool Chedi, or the pagoda. They call it Chedi number 14, and it's octagonal shaped at the bottom. And that was an earmark of, or a hallmark of, the Ayutthaya era, was the octagons. They kind of saw the island of Ayutthaya as an octagon. You can still see some of the plaster work and stuff like that. And then it has kind of the little Khmer styling up there at the top with those little prongs at the very top of it. Yeah, very cool. Now, they don't let you walk on the grass. There's signs up here saying keep off the grass, so you got to just kind of look at it from afar. And then they have a well over there, and then we'll look at that hall. And then there's a hall over here, and you can see where the tree is grown. The Bodhi tree is grown on the wall. And on the other side of it, that is where the Buddha face is in the tree. and everybody lines up to take a picture of that. We'll take a look at it really quick. It's interesting enough. And over here they have all the old Buddha fragments. So this would have came from probably the gallery. They would have had all these sandstone Buddhas. And you can see how they're kind of in various shape of basically rubble. Now what happened was a lot of people came over here back after the fall of Ayutthaya in 1767. And there was looters that came in here. They drilled into the Chedis looking for the valuables. And they also beheaded these Buddhas for some reason. I'm not sure why they did that. Yeah, at this site they basically keep you off of all of the ruins. You can't walk through the halls. It's more of just a walk around and take pictures type, which I like the ones where you can get up and you can kind of climb around and you can see everything. Now here is the line to see the Buddha face, and here it is right here in the tree. You can see how the roots of that tree have overtaken the side of that wall. It's interesting enough. Okay, so let's keep walking around. Now they say that Buddha face is probably the middle Ayutthaya era, around the 1600s or so. So we have another hall here, and you can see they would have had the Buddha images on the outer wall, and it's quite cool. That is a Khmer style prong right there, right behind the Buddha. Oh, it's fantastic. But again, they don't let you climb up in here and look at any of these. We can see another little hall. And this would have had the Buddha images over here also. And what's cool is you can see the gate and the outer wall. So the gate is here, and then the outer wall would have had those little kind of like lotus flower arches, and they would have had Buddha images and stuff like that set in them. And we can walk up in here. You can see what's left of this outer wall. And those are like called the colonnettes, I believe. Some of them will have like the slits to let light in, and others will be closed off. But you can see the wood beam that used to go across the top, and there would have been like a walkway on the outer part here. And that would have been all covered. And you can see how the design is. So some of it you can see through, some of it's all covered in plaster. It's fantastic. I really like the styling of this. Let a little bit of breeze go through the hall, also some of the natural lighting come in. That's kind of interesting. I've never noticed this before. You can see kind of the foundation and how it was built over here and how it was expanded. Ah, that's interesting. You can see they had the little indented corners that was the Ayutthaya styling. And then they had an outer wall over here that these would have been probably octagon shapes, the same as the supports. Yeah, it's really cool. And then, are these little elephants? Ah, they are. I think those are maybe what's left of a little elephant. Kind of cool styling. And that was just around the base. And then you can see that wall. We saw it on the outside, and you can see they've propped it up to keep it from collapsing down. And this Wehan would have been absolutely massive. The support columns were huge to support the roof. And then, I don't know how tall they are. You can see it is just huge. You see the covered walkway that would have been here. And then it would have had several other little halls out there of various sizes. I don't know how many total structures were at this site back when it was in use. I mean, it's got to be at least, I don't know, probably 20 buildings or so. It's just a huge site. And then this is the pedestal. So it looks like they'd have had smaller Buddhas here in the front for the ceremonies. They would have had 3 across here, and then it would have had a large, probably seated Buddha right behind. Now this is an actual photo that they have over here of what that prong used to look like. I think it was 43 meters tall. And then this is after World War II over here. They flew a reconnaissance flight over the top of Ayutthaya, and they took some pictures here. I've seen those pictures, they're really quite cool. The Chedi collapsed early in the morning during the reign of King Rama V, and it's Rama X now is the king. Okay, so here we are. This is the inner wall, and this will be like the cloister. You can see they had all the plaster and everything here. It would have been whitewashed. And then the cloister would have been a covered walkway, and this would have just had Buddha image after Buddha image all around on the inside. And then there would have been the smaller little satellite Chedis all around here. And then this would have been the center prong right here. And you can see there's laterite stones there, there's brick. Yeah, very cool. And just tons of little stuff. So when you come here, you never know what you're going to see. Just see all these little details. You can see this little sandstone Buddha with the hands and the one hand and one foot that's left. Yeah, just amazing to see this. So we have little bell Chedis right there with the little notches. So there would have been images. And then this would have been a little building of some kind. And then the walkways would have came here. Probably would have had like some naga at the bottom of it. And you can't go up there anymore. This would have been fantastic. And imagine the sound that it made with all these thousands of tons of bricks collapsing down. If you're a security guard, I think he would have probably woke him up, no matter how sleepy he was. And they just would have had hundreds of the little Buddhas around. I'm sure it was probably a certain number, like 108 or something like that. Those are kind of important numbers to the Buddhists. There's the 108 like auspicious symbols that you'll see on like a Buddha footprint. And they tie in like special numbers like 12 of 12, because just they have a whole numbering system that they use. And you can see how they made that rail right there. Yeah, really cool. And smaller little Chedis. Now the sign right here says that it was at 1911, so that would have been in the reign of King Rama V. I was saying Rama VI. I was saying Rama V. I think Rama V died in 1910, I believe. So it was just after Rama VI took the throne. Okay, now there's a Chedi here somewhere that has mural paintings on the inside, but it's blocked off. I've always been wanting to see them, but I never have been able to. Check out this. Oh, this is a fantastic Chedi. You can see the little notches would have had the images, all the styling around it. And then this would have been covered. Yeah, when you're here walking around, you can't really appreciate the size of this. You see pictures, but this place is just absolutely massive. I mean, the Chedi itself, and there would have been a smaller Chedi right there. And just imagine the work that went into, you know, hauling all these bricks, all those laterite stones. That's why it took generations. I mean, from King Borommaracha I to King Narasawan. And King Narasawan was in like the 1560s or so. So this was like 90 years of construction. Yeah, you can see the little notches. So it had candles here or smaller Buddha images. Yeah, King Narasawan, he became king after the White Elephant War. So the first time the Ayutthaya fell to the Burmese, it was a vassal state, and then King Narasawan fought against the Burmese. And then it was destroyed a second time in 1767. So you can see the plaster work right there in that at the base, and then the Khmer styling all up to the top. And then there's a Buddha sitting over here. This is a restored Buddha. If it wasn't, it would have its head cut off and it had been kind of fallen into pieces like the rest of these. So this one looks like it might have been restored. You can see the plaster work. So it might be one of the old ones that they restored. You can see it is pretty weathered on the hands and stuff, and you can see the seams that they came back in and filled in with concrete, and the tip of his nose, and it's missing the little top of his finale up there. And the same as like the legs and stuff like that. Really cool. So we've seen the center prong that's collapsed down. Now this looks like it would have been an ubasot or an ordination hall. You can see the little Buasima stones right here. And then you can see more of the wall here where they had these little notches for candles or Buddha images for their little ceremonies and stuff. So if you could kind of imagine back when this temple was in use, they'd have had candles here, and this would have kind of gave it like a glow. It would have been fantastic. And then we have a little bell-shaped Chedi right there. It's kind of a Sri Lankan style. Yeah, what a beautiful sight. And then this one here is another Khmer styling. You can see how it's small in the middle, and then it has those tiers up there with the little naga and the little pediments and stuff like that. Oh, it's really, really nice. So we can see what they did. This is all part of the restoration. So they put in some new beams there, and then they kind of restored the little image. And then you can see the fine detail work at the base here. And this wall is just huge. And then another one of these with the 12 indented corners here. So this Chedi is kind of in bad shape. It's missing part of it over here on this side. It would have looked like a lotus bud at the top, and it's kind of collapsed down. And some more halls over here. And then outside of the temple, there's several other little Chedis and stuff like that. There's a little historical park, and there's like Wat Nok over there. Really a great area. And then this is this humongous ordination hall. We walked kind of around it looking at those other little Chedis and stuff like that. So this is down just to the base, but you can see a little bit of the walls, some of the columns that they would have had supporting the roof. And then they had, this would have been the indented corners instead of the octagonal. And you can see the little flower motif up at the top. And there's no Buddha image left in here. This is where the monks are swore in, they're ordained into the monkhood. All the temples have an ordination hall. And they have the Buasima stones outside that kind of marks them. And then you can see that Chedi back behind. And then another cool Chedi over there. Yeah, you can see the top of one of the Chedis. They just set it over here. And then these broken stones. And I was talking to one of the Thai guides, and she said that one may be the Chedi that has the murals, but it's blocked off. They don't let you go in there at all. That one there is a hollow Chedi. And to me, this little building right here is just unbelievable. I really, really like seeing these here. Check out this little Ayutthaya style building. Oh, it is fantastic. You can see the condition of this. Oh, it is unbelievable. These were made all out of brick, so they wouldn't have burned. And this one is in excellent condition. You can see the styling here and that right there. And then inside here, you can see it's kind of like a corbelled arch. You can smell the birds and the guano and everything in there. And then we have another hall over here with another Chedi. And a little bit of the plasterwork that's still remaining from several hundred years ago. Oh, it's cool. And another Khmer styled prong over there. Yeah, from what she said, this is the prong over here. That would be it, but you can't climb up in there. And you can see where they did have the bricks closing that off, but it's open now. All right, so we've seen pretty much everything over here. Now this little Chedi over here, this is another temple. This is Wat Nok. It's not part of Wat Mahathat, but it's right here next to it. You can take a look at it. It's really cool. That's going to finish up our video over here at this Wat Mahathat, the Temple of the Relic. This is fantastic. Like I said at the start, this dates back to 1374, and it is an amazing site. It is really, really popular. Probably the best time to come over here would be like really, really early in the morning. I try to get over here early, and you can already see that there's a huge crowd. If you get over here early in the morning, also it's quite a bit cooler. Walking around out here in this tropical sun is pretty brutal, so you got to drink a lot of water, stuff like that. But anyway, this is a great ruin. Come over here and see it. This is one of the must-sees in Ayutthaya. It's part of the UNESCO historical park for a reason, and definitely come over here and check it out. This one and Wat Sisampat and Wat Ratchaburna are the three, like right here, the main ones in the historical park. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and stick around, and then you're notified when I post a new video. I do stuff like this. I show you things that interest me, and this interests me today. So this is what you get to see. And leave me a comment if you know more about it, and if I misspoke, let me know. Also, I sometimes give get confused with my facts and figures. So if I misspoke, let me know in a comment down below, or if you wanted to see something else, let me know also. And until next time, from over here in Ayutthaya, remember, life is a journey. Until next time, enjoy.